What's good, my beautiful kings and queens? It's I, Wini, your favorite British locked YouTuber. If this is the first time that you're watching a video of mine, welcome to this channel. This is a locks, chit chat, and occasionally a travel vlogging channel. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified every single time that I upload. If you're an oldie and you come back to watch me, thank you so much. I'm always appreciate your support. As you can see, I'm finding myself. I'm currently filming. I still don't have an actual fan, but there is a heat wave here in London. It is currently 34 degrees. The inside of my house is hella hot. You're probably gonna hear cars and stuff passing by because I am filming a little close to my window and I've got all my windows open because listen, your girl is not about to sweat. It's all out before I even get into this topic. So yeah, as I'm getting into this topic, I'm also going to be taking out my lock knots, which I've had in, I think I've had my lock knots in maybe for about 3 weeks or so. So yeah, I figured that I would basically kill two birds with one stone because I'm going to be going out later on today, and I figured I would want to rock a little bit of curls before I wash my hair because listen, it's been so hot here. Like, temperatures have been anywhere between 31 to 36 degrees over the past couple of days, so your girl is sweating. But anyway, in regards to today's topic, should women shoot their shot? Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the terminology shooting your shot, it's literally going for somebody that you're interested in. So obviously we're all aware that naturally men tend to be the ones that, you know, approach women and stuff that they're interested in and, you know, have conversations with them, ask for their numbers and all of that. However, over the years the dynamics have changed, which I am quite happy about personally, because generally speaking, I am somebody that believes that if you like something or you want something, like, go for it regardless of your gender personally. So I'm very much pro going for whatever you want. I'm very much pro being confident and believing in your source, believing that you can basically get anything or anyone that you want if you put your mind to it. But in regards to the actual topic, I'm just going to share my thoughts a little bit, I suppose, because you know what, even though I am pro shooting my shot, guys, you can see like how I'm sweating. It is hot. I'm gonna have to like stop every couple minutes to just like but yeah, anyway, even though I am pro shooting my shot, and I have shot my shot on multiple occasions as well, especially being somebody that has previously used apps. I have spoken about this several times on this channel as well as on my social media handles, predominantly Twitter. I'm very much pro using apps, but however, I have had a lot of horrible experiences, so I've opted to never use them again. But like, even on apps and stuff, I felt no type of way, you know, approaching, liking someone's profile or stepping into their DMs and messaging first or starting up a conversation, whatever it may be. I'm just like that in real life. Like, if I was out and about and I saw somebody that I found attractive, and obviously, you know, before you kind of gauge whether or not that person is interested in you, you guys would have like shared a couple looks, maybe a cheeky little smile and all of that. I would have no problem at all starting up a conversation. However, I do understand why some women don't like the idea of basically shooting their shot first, and I absolutely understand why some women prefer men to be the approachers, because the general idea is obviously if a man approaches you and whatnot, it's obviously because he's interested in you and you kind of know what is what. And also there's the belief as well, I've read this multiple times, the belief that obviously, you know, if a man kind of approaches you first and then a man arranges a date and stuff like that, it sets the pace for the relationship in terms of, I guess, the man taking charge, if you want to word it that way. But what I have found, even though I don't believe in the quote-unquote norms, what I have found is that as a confident woman and as somebody that doesn't necessarily adhere to society standards, when I have quote-unquote shot my shot in the past, up until recently, actually, I say recently, but it's literally like about a couple weeks ago, I shot my shot. What I found is, with the main emphasis being with the people that I shoot my shot with, what I find is, because I shoot my shot, they now get lazy and think that I'm always going to be shooting my shots, and I'm always going to be making the first move, and I'm always going to be like planning when we're gonna link up and planning dates and stuff like that, and that's just not on. So it wasn't up until recently that I've really gauged the idea, or I've really understood, I should say, I've really understood where women come from when they say they don't shoot the shot first, they don't move, or they don't approach guys first. Because when you approach guys first, or you make your first move, it sets the pace, and men kind of start to assume that that will always be the case, that they can get slack and you will always chase them, you will always be like trying to talk to them, you'll always be arranging things with them, like your whole world centers around them. I get it, I absolutely understand it. And not only that, but I've also experienced that train of thought multiple times. So it's not like it's a one-off thing. It's been multiple times, even up until recently, to be honest. Like, I feel like I recently shot my shot per se, and in turn what happened is I just felt that the person was very nonchalant, basically. It was always kind of me being like, okay, like, so when you're free to link up, like, oh, you know, I really enjoyed your company, let's do it again, type of thing. And I wasn't getting that the same energy back. But in saying that, with that experience, I think what that has personally taught me is just maybe the person just wasn't into me, to be honest with you. Because, you know, you do hear of stories all the time where a woman shot their shot and things worked out. You know, the guy wasn't lazy and wasn't expecting for her to do everything all the time. It was reciprocal, you know, it was a two-way thing. I've just found that in the past, when I've been the one to shoot my shot, it always kind of ends up being one-sided, personally. So I think because of that, you know, I'm a big believer that different strokes for different folks, like different things work for different people, basically. What works for one person may not work for another. But I'm also very much aware that obviously different people respond to different things. So for example, where I've said that obviously in the past when I've shot my shot, people have been slack and fall back and kind of expect me to do all the chasing and me to do all the grafting. I could easily meet somebody else, shoot my shot, and that will not be the case at all. That person would step up to the plate. However, I just feel like as humans, when you've been doing something multiple times and you've tried the same thing multiple times and you keep getting the same results, you naturally think to yourself, well, what the hell is the point? Why should I shoot my shot? Maybe I should just fall all the way back, and if somebody is interested in me like that, they will have the balls, they will have the confidence, they will have the courage to approach me as they should accordingly. So that's basically where I stand. I'm always going to be for women shooting their shot. I'm always going to be pro women doing whatever the hell they like to do, personally, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. However, I don't think it's by force that one should shoot their shot. If you're not comfortable, you're not confident enough to do so, that's perfectly fine. If, you know, it makes sense for you not to shoot your shot and you prefer men to shoot their shot, or maybe you're not heterosexual, whatever your sexuality may be, you expect somebody else to shoot their shot, there ain't nothing wrong with that either, to be honest. Like, different strokes for different folks, personally. I don't believe in waiting around all the time. It's the same way as I think I've posted something this morning where I said, why wait for somebody to spoil you when you can spoil yourself? That's just the mentality that I have personally, generally speaking. I just feel like, yo, if I want something or I want somebody and that person's moving a little bit slack, I'm gonna let them know what's what. But if I'm finding, which I have found continuously, that each time I do that, you know, people just really move chilled, and then it's almost like, I don't want to say they think that you're easy, but I don't want somebody that's not going to put in any form of work in order to get to know me or in order to have my time and stuff. Personally, I find that very unattractive, and it makes me lose interest in people very quickly. Like, I could be really interested in somebody, and let's just say if I've shot my shot and then I'm now like, okay, cool, when you free for us to link up, and then that link up happens and it's great, and you haven't asked me when I'm next free for us to link up a second time, and then I have to ask again, and that second link up happens and it's all good, and then I'm kind of like, okay, cool, this is my cue for me to fall the hell back. But you ain't asked me when we go link up for the third time, my guy. The fancy's just gonna die. The fancy's gonna die, because We need people that match energies. I need somebody that matches my confidence. I need somebody that's on the ball. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to be exactly like me, but I just think it's just very boring having to basically figure out whether or not somebody likes you. And the type of woman that I am, I don't feel like I need to be in any position where I need to be second guessing, because we are grown ass people. So if somebody's feeling you, you will know. You will know by their actions. You will know because they will be grown enough to communicate how they feel towards you, and you won't have to second guess it. And I found that the fact that I have to keep second guessing certain things in regards to certain people, present or in the past, says a lot, to be honest. Because listen, I'm a firm believer that if somebody likes you, especially men, I think that personally, dating, like, in a grand scheme of things, dating is not hard when you think about it in a grand scheme of things. Because if you're getting to know somebody or you're dating somebody and things are not adding up, you just lock it off and you move on. You know, if somebody's not moving accordingly, chances are they're not that into you, but you're just ignoring warning, like red flags basically. It's not hard once you're able to read the signs. Oh, this lock is really doing something. Hold on. Gosh, almost lost the lock then. But yeah, like once you're able to read the signs and not ignore red flags, then honestly dating becomes very simple. I feel like I've what's the word? You could say it's a blessing in disguise, but I feel like because I've had so many negative experience in regards to men and dating and stuff like that, it's made me really know myself, and it's also made me very aware of certain red flags. Like now I could spot a red flag from a mile away. I don't have to second guess, like, is that a red flag, is it not? Because chances are I've experienced it before. So it's made me wiser, and I've learned a lot in every single situation I've been. So for me, I'm just like, listen, if I've shot my shot, or even if I haven't shot my shot and they shot their shot and things are not adding up, you know, I'm having to second guess stuff, something just doesn't feel okay in my gut. And I know that a lot of people like to laugh it off, the idea of, you know, you just have a gut feeling of something. Listen, your instincts will never let you down. Like this year I vowed to myself that I would not ignore any of my instincts, especially after my last relationship. I said to myself, never again am I going to ignore my instincts. If my instincts gives me a funny vibe about somebody, I'm not going to rock with that person at all. If I'm talking to somebody and something's going well, but then I start getting off keys, I'm gonna question it. If I question it and the answer and how the person acts afterwards doesn't make sense, I'm locking it off. I'm not going to hold on to the facts that, oh, that person was a nice person originally, because that train of thought, it doesn't get you anywhere. That train of thought is what has people staying with their abusers. The fact that your abuser used to be a nice person before they started abusing you, and I'm just not with it at all. So by all means, the whole long and short of my little rant, because I feel like I'm completely digressing at this point, the whole long and short of my rant is this: women should shoot their shots, but use your common sense and analyze the situation like you would analyze the situation in anything that you do in life. That's basically it. Like I said, I would never be that person. I would never be that woman that would be like, women shouldn't do this, women shouldn't do that. Everybody should do what the hell they wish. Different things work for different people. Pretty sure there are people that got married by the woman shooting their shot and the man reciprocated and moved accordingly, and it worked fantastically well. So listen, all I'm gonna show you is, if somebody likes you, things will always pan out. Whether you shot your shot, whether they shot their shot, if it's meant to be, and if that person really likes you. Which is why on Twitter, when I see people complaining about dating and stuff like that, people are like, you lot come on here and just complain about dating people that don't like you unprovoked. It's harsh, but it's true. Because when you actually look into it, for people to be not doing certain things, as I say, for people to not be doing certain things, it just means that they don't like you enough, unfortunately. That's all it is. Because if they liked you, they would naturally do it. I don't believe in somebody liking you and then moving slack. To me, that doesn't make sense. It's not something that, it's not a thought process that I subscribe to. I do not think that that is possible, for somebody to like you and for somebody to move slack. Everything always comes down to you just being like back, how the person feels about you. That's what I think personally. I think different things work for different people, and you can get success with whatever it may be if the two people actually like each other. So if it's a thing where only you're feeling that person, or you're really into that person, you're really interested in that person, but they're not feeling you back, back, then obviously you shooting your shot is kind of not going to be successful, basically. But if the person was feeling you anyway and you kind of beat them to it, you know, listen, I don't really need to continue with it, to be honest. I think sometimes people say sometimes things are not black and white, but in my head things are black and white, if I'm being honest with you. Like, if two people are feeling each other, it's gonna work. They're gonna make it work. If one person is feeling the other person and the other person isn't feeling them back, I don't need to finish my sentence, do I? But I just think that we're living in a day and age where people don't like to hear the truth. Like, you don't want to be told that, you know, there's a chance that somebody may not like you, because in your world it's just impossible for somebody to not like you. Yeah, I think that there's just a lot of ego and a lot of pride, and I just think I'm just at a point in my life where I take a situation for what it is. I don't try to get too mad. If it looks weird, it's because I'm looking at my monitor to see if I've taken all of my hair out. I try not to get too swamped in my ego and my pride. I try to take a situation for what it is. I try to take what I can learn from that situation, and I like to share what I can learn, to be honest, because that's what life is about. Life is about being able to learn new things, experience new things, and then being able to share with other people what you've learned, what you haven't learned. That's how I see it anyway. I always have to like put my hands through my hair just to see that I have, because the joke is, yeah, I will do this and then it will seem like I've managed to unravel all of my lock knots, and then later on tonight or like tomorrow I'll find some that I clearly missed, basically. Okay, so I am back. This is basically the look. I have literally just flung up my locks into a messy kind of curly bun. I'm sweating so much, like, so you know, it is what it is, but I still look cute, so I think, anyway. Whew. But yeah, I hope you guys understood the point of my, I wouldn't say it's a rant, but the point of my thought process. I hope you lot understand where I'm coming from. But please do share below your thoughts on the matter. Do you think differently to me? What are your thoughts? Are you pro women shooting their shot? Are you against it, and what's your reasons? But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you do have any video suggestions for me, please don't be shy to leave them below in the comment section. But yeah, until my next one, take care, be good.